talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the TorbayHour radio show.
So good evening, here we are, it's just after 8 o'clock. It is the TorbayHour radio show. We have a full studio tonight and we are on our best behaviour. Martin is in the studio, nothing to do with him being here. But
I'm being extra good today.
We are surrounded, so to speak. The police are here in force. Devon and Cornwall's finest are here. We have Sergeant Sheps. Good afternoon or good evening to you.
Good evening.
Good
How
evening.
Are you?
Also, Inspector Luke Costin as well.
Good evening.
Welcome along to the TorbayHour radio show.
Thank you.
That's a very kind of unnerving smile there. That's a kind of your nicked smile, that, isn't it? Anyway, we are doing what we always do. We are talking and tweeting business. You have broken the rules, actually, because there's cake in the studio.
I actually brought fruit for you.
Yeah, no, that's very good.
But the cake's far nicer, isn't it?
No, there's plenty of cake to go around. Actually, there's a little bit less because a cake thief is amongst us.
No. Hey, don't use the thief word. There's police. There's police here. Don't use the thief word.
There you go. Anyway, talking and tweeting business, we're talking tonight as well about the launch of a brand new system, hopefully, which is going to impact crime reporting and sort of information for the police and police working with communities and that kind of stuff.
It's all about retail and businesses in Torbay. It's all about us being part of their community. It's all about DTAC tonight.
Brilliant. More on DTAC coming soon. Also, if you've got any police-related inquiries, we can conduct your inquiries on your behalf. If you want to get in touch, the easiest way, of course, is to do it via Twitter. And Martin will now furnish us with the details.
That you've got hashtag TorbayHour or at Torbay_hour.
Now, of course, last week we revealed exclusively on the show the details of the new social media conference, which is going to be happening in April.
It is, yeah.
How are things panning out for that?
Tickets not quite on sale yet. We've got a few issues behind the scenes, but they are being worked through and they should be available by the end of the week.
If you didn't catch the show last week, chance to listen again, go to the YouTube channel. You can find all the details there. All you do is go to YouTube, search for TorbayHour, and it will appear, and you can listen to the show in all its glory.
Indeed.
Anyway, let's get on with business as usual, and we will start with some of this.
The featured accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
Okay, if you fancy being the featured account on the show, all you need to do is get in touch during the week, and it could be you. Now, while we're involved in the community with the police, let's also talk magazines as well. And with the Beach Hut magazine, Geisha, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's really nice of you.
You have a wonderful accent. Where does it come from?
I'm from Germany originally. I'm celebrating my 10th anniversary in Torbay this year.
Brilliant.
Yay.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Thank you.
Your Beach Hut magazine, I'm guessing there are beach huts involved here.
Indeed. When we first moved into Preston, I wasn't sure what to call my magazine. And I was thinking, what's typical Preston? What does everyone really like? And I thought beach huts. So I called the magazine Beach Hut.
That's fair enough. It really is. So what goes into the magazine? Is this for the beach hut enthusiast?
Oh, no, not at all. It's a community magazine, and basically it started in Preston in 2006, so it's been around quite a while. Mm-hmm. I started it because when we moved into Preston, I thought so many people are really proud to live in Preston. You know, there's a lovely community here. Let's see, because I've come from a marketing background, let's see, if I can't do a magazine for the community. And the way it works basically is I work together with a community partnership who get a free page. Then a lot of the local charities have room to write articles, and it's financed by adverts from local businesses.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I print 4,000 every month in Preston, and they get distributed door to door. And then basically what happened was in 2007, about 6 months after I started the Beach Hut in Preston, the Chamber of Commerce in Paignton approached me because they wanted to have a Beach Hut in Paignton for the town centre area. So I started that, and then they also wanted to have a magazine to push Paignton because it was felt that Paignton needs a bit of extra marketing, so I also published the Paignton Summer Guide.
Brilliant. Now, I mean, these days, so much of what we do is all online. Do you have an online presence?
I do. only since February. I now have a website where you can see all 3 Beach Hut magazines, the Chelston Liver Meat Cockington edition as well. And it's www.thebeachhutmagazine.co.uk. And basically you can go through all the pages on there and you get all the information. Then I've got a Facebook page called, funnily enough, Beach Hut Magazine. And I try to post regularly. It's not always easy because I'm quite busy otherwise as well, but do my best.
Now, I mean, I say that, the online stuff is great, but there is nothing quite like holding a physical magazine, is it?
Well, that's what the people tell me, because because overall I print 13,500 magazines every month, and people look forward to it. And the reason they look forward to it is because the magazines contain a lot of local news and what's happening in the areas. And I enjoy very much publishing them because it means that I get involved with all the local groups and people as well. It's lovely.
I mean, the thing with when you're looking at stuff online is that you look at the information you've gone to find, whereas with a magazine you can flick through and you can say, "Oh, I didn't know that," and you see it on the other page, and then you start reading that. It goes on and on.
Exactly, and also people like to keep things. Yeah, whereas when you go online, often it disappears after a while. Whereas if you've got a magazine on your table, you can keep it. I mean, I had a lady call me up last year, and she'd kept every single Beach Hut from the first edition from Preston, so it must have been quite a pile. She said she's moving house now. She needs to now throw them away. Would I like her archive? It was so sweet, but it shows, that people really do A, enjoy them, and B, keep the magazines.
So if people want to contribute things to it or stuff like that, how do they get in touch via the website?
Well, they email me, and if they're a local charity, I very often give them half-page articles. And, for example, I work a lot with local charities because I want to, I know all the charities and a lot of other small local groups haven't got much money. So, it makes me really happy to be able to say, I can offer you a free half-page.
That's really good.
Because they can introduce themselves. And then, for example, if a lot of the local charities also book advertising space with me, but I then make sure that they get half a page to say a bit more about what's on the ad.
Excellent. Now, if you don't live in Preston or Paignton and you're not having the magazine come through the door, but you wanted to find out or you wanted to get a physical copy, do they put them in the libraries and things like that?
We put them in all the shops as well in the town. So in Paignton Town Centre, pretty much every shop gets it. In the Preston shops, in the Chelston shops, you can pick one up there. And then if you still, because they go quite quickly, 2-3 days and they're all gone.
Oh.
And that's one of the reasons why I started the Beach Hut, the website finally, because now I can say to people, well, if you can't find a physical copy, go online and you can read it there.
Brilliant. Well, listen, it sounds absolutely brilliant. I have to say, I haven't seen a copy, but I'm going to desperately try and find one now.
I'd be delighted.
And we'll look online as well and have a look at that. So, Geisha, thank you so much for being our guest this week, and good luck. Is it something which happens obviously all year round, but do they fly quicker during the summer?
No, it's kind of a steady... It's a steady flow, really. I mean, it always goes sometimes up, sometimes down, but it's quite steady. Okay. The only time I take August off to, because I work the whole year. So there's no September edition because I disappear in August and have a bit of a holiday with my family.
Shocking.
Yeah, what a skiver I am.
Listen, Brett, have a great summer, and we look forward to seeing the next edition of the magazine.
Thank you very much for having me. That was lovely.
Featured accounts with the Works Torbay. Flexible, affordable workspace. A new way of working and doing business.
It is the TorbayHour radio show, Monday evenings from 8 o'clock. We are live from the Music Mill in Newton Abbot. Tonight, joined by the police, Devon and Cornwall Police here, Inspector Lou Costin, and also Sergeant Sheps, who everybody knows from the TorbayHour every week. Welcome along. So, we're talking DTAC tonight.
Digital Torbay Against Crime.
Now, I tweeted rather unfairly before the start of the show saying, is this the replacement to the XR3? Apparently it's not. It's not a new police car.
No, it's not a new police car. Oh dear. No, basically, TAC, as it was, Torbay Against Crime, has been running for a number of years, really.
Right.
But it's been in paper format. So you can imagine trying to get businesses together at one place, one time, with the police to basically exchange information. Very, very difficult, very time-consuming, lots of effort required, and lots of impact on businesses not being able to get to these sort of places and understand what's going on. So we've gone all 21st century on you. We've put it on the internet. We've got our own little secure area, which is called an intranet, for all those geeky people out there. Basically, you'll be able to sign up if you're a business or a forward-facing sort of public service, and we will be able to supply you with information, and you'll be able to do exactly the same back to us.
Now, let's turn it right back here. For someone who's just moved to the area or just opened a business, customer-facing in Torbay, this was a network set up for basically exchanging information, albeit in a paper format, about known threats to security, people sort of who've broken the law, all that kind of information.
Yeah, known people, known threats. So it could be anything from forged £50 notes going in circulation to who was the latest person released from prison, who was going to be a potential threat to businesses and round and about. Could be information for taxi drivers, could even be information for the ferries that used to operate across from Brixham to Torquay, anything like that, anything that was a business, anything that criminality could affect and sort of hurt that business. We tried to exchange that information, albeit on a very, very simple paper basis.
Okay. Now, we've had a play with the system in the studio tonight, and it looks very, very user-friendly, and I guess that's the first thing, because if someone's in business, the first challenge they've got is the amount of time which they're being asked to do their VAT online, they're worrying about their social media online all the time, to then suddenly say, oh, no, we've got to now do this as well and stay up to date on it. It has to be simple to use, and it is very, very clear, isn't it?
Yep, one button touch, really, almost. If you can use Twitter, which, seeing we're here and everybody's communicating with us now, then you can use DTAC.
Okay. Now, Luke, if it turns to you, the first thing which anyone is going to say is about security of information on there. Now, the information, there are photographs of or suspects, villains, I keep wanting to say, but suspects, whatever. There's details about where they've committed crime before and things like that. You could understand people turning around and saying, hang on a second, this is a breach of my human rights, whatever it is this week.
I think what's very important to explain is the fact that the system is very secure, and actually the images that we're sharing are images of convicted people, so people who've already gone through court and been convicted of certain offences, and actually their name and details are already in the newspaper under obviously the week's convicted lists. So all we're doing actually is sharing convicted images that you might already see in the newspaper that get printed. But the shops have to sign up to a very tight security process. So they're not entitled to obviously print them off, display them in the front of the shop, because that wouldn't be appropriate. And if they breach any of the conditions that we attach to them signing up, then obviously automatically we would take their right away to be part of the system. So there are a lot of safeguards in place to make sure it is very private for just the people who need to know about the people who might be coming into their shop, not to purchase goods.
Okay, so what's the process then? If someone is listening and they're thinking, hang on, this sounds like something I'd really like to get involved in, what do they need to do? Is there masses of hoops to jump through? No,
it's a fairly simple process. If you email us, and I'll give you the email address and we can tweet it out in a second. But if you email police, we will then send one of our illustrious PCSOs or town centre teams round to your shop or to your place of business. We'll give you a form to sign up with, which gives you all the details, etc. Once we receive that form back and we've verified a couple of things, i.e. the business and the address, we won't be signing up people with Hotmail addresses and things like that, as you'll probably appreciate. Once that's done, then they'll be online.
Okay, brilliant. Now, over the next sort of 45 minutes or so that we've got left, what I want to do is go through some of the things that the system can do, and also what the benefits are going to be directly to the people using it. So we'll do that. Now, if you've got a question about DTAC, if you want to find out more about it, then you can get in touch. You can use the hashtag TorbayHour, send us a question, and we can put it straight to the people that will know the answer, and we can tell you. It's as simple as that. Also, of course, on the show, we've still got our 140-second pitch to come, And we've got more Devon-based music. We do it on the show every week. So if you're in a band, or if you're a singer in Devon, then let us know. Send us your songs, and we could be playing them on the Torbay Hour. Going to start this week with Alex Gregory. This is a song which came into me during the week. I really like it. It's called A Story. It's the Torbay Hour radio show with Alex Gregory, and that's called A Story. It's coming up to 8:20, and it is Monday evening, and it is the Torbay Hour. We talk and tweet business. And Martin, what is going on the feed tonight?
An awful lot. There's a lot of new people joining us, and I've already filled up about 2 or 3 pages of my book already, so writing out what I'm going to say. So let's start on the new ones. We've got XL Vapors. So if you're trying to give up smoking, or if you're indoors nowadays, you can get these vape things. So they're a new account. They've joined us tonight. SecuriGuard, they've joined us. Securi_guard. TCC Devon, they do. So if you're into your cricket, give them a follow. And Devon Wooden Boats, they've come back. They've been away for a long time, actually. So welcome back. Also, we've got Gap Recruitment. They're looking for chefs. And Artisan Gallery have got a fab exhibition by Devon Art Pop.
Right, do the recruitment one again, because as you know, I'm particularly passionate about Twitter being used for recruitment. Well, I think it's great. If as a result of listening to this show we can get someone back into work, that would be brilliant.
There you go.
Again.
So if you are a chef, or you know anyone that's a chef or have chefing skills...
Chefing skills?
Well, I'll tell you what, you need a hell of a skill to do some chefing. I don't think I could do it. I'd chop my fingers off in the first 5 minutes. Getting in touch with Gap Recruitment, they've got a load of jobs going for chefs and the like at the moment, so definite opportunities there for you. And then what else have we got going on? The Brixton Rugby Club, they've got their competition to win tickets again to the Hornets game this weekend. And as I always point out, beer tokens. Never complain about that. Our friend, Paint and Poet, he's taking requests for poetry tonight, so he's on the hour. He's going to do one every 5 minutes, so he's flexing his poetry muscles.
Maybe a crime prevention poet tonight.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, we'll do that. Right, okay, we're talking DTAC. Now, DTAC is the Digital Torbay Against Crime system, which is now live. How long has it actually been live then?
It's been live literally from this morning. It was launch date this morning. You are the first to know about it, except for possibly one or two minor tweets that have gone out over the week. It's been a long time coming. We've had the system for a while. We've had lots of partners who've helped us get it to where we are. Unfortunately, due to a couple of technical hitches on the way, it got delayed, but we've taken it on. We've embraced it as the police ourselves. Our superintendent has been very, very supportive of the system and has said that never mind some of the issues that we've had, we will run it ourselves. So we've taken it on and it is live right now.
Okay, now Digital Torbay Against Crime, is this something which you're kind of trailblazing with across the country, across the southwest? Because obviously you can't have, is there a Digital Plymouth Against Crime or Digital Exeter or something else?
Other areas do have slightly different systems, but they're also managed slightly different. So, for example, Plymouth have got what they call PARC, which is a private business, which is Plymouth Against Retail Crime, and Exeter have got which is again Exeter Businesses Against Crime. So this is effectively a single agency approach. This is just the police in this particular case, which is relatively unusual across the force area. But actually our force potentially are looking to digitalise a lot of the information sharing in this way. And in fact, they've got a meeting which we're going to be going to in about 2 to 3 weeks to give an update on the launch and how successful ours has been in Torbay, and hopefully that will then be replicated in some form across the force in the next sort of coming months. So this really for us is an important pilot for the rest of the force.
Brilliant. It's good to be part of it. Good for Torbay to be kind of leading the way. I like it. Right, let's have a look at the system in more detail. Now, Sergeant Sheps, you are the man, you're the acknowledged geek on this, aren't you?
Yes.
Geek. Yes, thanks for that, yes.
Okay, now, looking across the top, I mean, I was saying earlier on, it is very simple to use. So this is something which I guess a retail establishment or something like that would have in their back office and be generally aware of. So you could tie it in with using the CCTV and recognise people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's accessible. As long as you can access the internet, then you can access this. So even off of smartphones and tablets, it works as well. So some of the more astute store detectives and stuff obviously have got phones and stuff. They talk to each other on those and things like that. The CCTV, Council CCTV have got it as well, as have most of the people that have got the StoreNet radio. So when you link the system up like that, it's very, very powerful and very, very effective.
Okay. Now, across the top, there's obviously a menu system with a load of different drop-downs, and you've got browse offenders, which for someone like me who's particularly childish is it's a red rag to a bull to a certain degree. That's a chance to go in and actually see people who are known to be active as criminals, or if there's also an unknown one in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's two sections, basically. There's a known and an unknown one. The known one we manage ourselves, so we will push out information to the people that are signed up to the system, and that will be known offenders who are likely to cause you as a business a problem. When I say a business, it's not just about retail theft here. We can talk about taxis, I said. We can talk about ferries, operators. We can talk about buses and stagecoach. All that sort of thing comes into it as well. It's anything that basically affects the businesses of Torbay.
So presumably as well, antisocial behaviour, things like alcohol, stuff on a Saturday night, all that kind of thing in there too? Definitely something we're going to look at. We've put ASBOs on there, so people that have got current ASBOs, and again, that information is already in the public domain. We're just simpler for people to find. So that's already on there. We are looking at, once we've got this up and running and we're happy with it, at the nighttime economy across the bay. Now, you were saying that if you've basically got a smart device, then you can access it because it's on the web, theoretically. How does that then tie in with the, if someone's got their tablet and they leave it on the counter, and obviously they're asking for it to get nicked anyway, but if they leave it there and it's logged on, how does that then tie in with the information security thing? Is that something which they're told not to do as part of the sign-on process?
Yeah, I mean, there's all those sort of things. It's nothing different than leaving your bank account online or anything. But the system does have an auto shut-off on it. So if you're not logged in or doing something active within so many minutes, it will literally just kick you out of the system, etc. So there are safety protocols in there. But at the end of the day, the information that is on there is nothing that isn't already in the public domain.
Okay.
And that's the big point about this. It's nothing secret. It's nothing that you couldn't find out if you went to your local paper and went browsing back all the court records or anything like that. All we're doing is we've put it in one place, something very, very easy for everybody to see.
Okay. Now, the thing which is different is the fact that it's interactive, isn't it? Because there's also a chance on there for people to report crime or just incidents.
Yeah, this is the big thing about it. It's not a one-way flow of communication. It's a two-way flow. There's an incident reporting and an intelligence reporting. So if you have something happen, you can actually just click on a button, very, very quick report, and we'll know about it. Same as on the intelligence side as well. And the whole idea is that as a group of people around the Bay, we become our own crime prevention system, and everybody gets to know what's going on, and everybody makes it a more uncomfortable place for some of our more active criminals.
Well, I was just going to say that there is a definite sense, because this is obviously the police and the community working as a unit against crime. You could certainly feel if you were up to no good and you were listening to this thinking, hang on a second, there's sort of kind of no way around this, and that's exactly what you're trying to get, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you link this in with CCTV and the radio system. If you've got all three, you've got a very, very good and effective means of communication. And there are two ways of getting yourself off that system if you're a bad person. Number one is don't be a bad person. Number two is move somewhere else.
Push it into somebody else's yard. You're a NIMBY policeman. Brilliant. So, Martin, what have we got? Have we got any crime-related inquiries coming in?
No, Dot's Pantry keep saying they're going to get arrested for making good coffee. Posting loads of pictures of them giving coffee to the PCSOs. There you go. I don't think anyone's really asking about police so much, but a lot of people saying, thanks for the great work you guys do. Other than that, just things going on like Train Smart. They're listening, but they're struggling to tweet and listen at the same time. Come on, keep up. The Lost Sound, they're sending us some music next week, so I'm looking forward to hearing that. They're promoting their next gig on March the 14th. Staying on the music thing, Lemon Fest. That's coming up soon. They got their tickets on sale starting at £20. So that looks like that's going to be a great event, that one. I'm trying to remember. There's some more big acts coming. I think, in fact, Boyzone are coming to Newton Abbot, yes. Seriously, there's a look of kind of incredulity on your face there, isn't there? But yeah, Ronan Keating will be playing not far from here.
That sounds like a good girls' night.
I'll be there.
Yeah, right, okay.
A couple of people we've never mentioned before. At Stage Engage, their audio-visual lighting and things like that. Eric W. Irish, they've got a gun range and cafe at Heathfield. So
They've got a what, sorry?
A gun range. There you go, that's police related. You can't shoot any criminals, but you can go to a gun range and shoot a target. And
have coffee.
And have coffee. Perfect for the police.
That's a unique combination of activities there. Right, thanks for that.
The 140-second pitch. Sponsored by Torbay Discount Card. Torbay's community discount card.
Okay, the 140-second pitch. This is where we take the idea of 140 characters on Twitter and give you 140 seconds to tell Torbay and South Devon about your business and what you do. Tonight, it's the turn of the Devon Allergy Service. Marlene, your 140 seconds starts now.
Good afternoon. My name is Marlene, and I am the Clinical Director of the Devon Allergy Clinic. I am a registered nurse, and I have a postgraduate diploma from university in allergy. Let's talk about allergies. Everyone has an allergy. Of course they don't. A lot of people perceive they have allergies, but they have different mechanisms making them feel this. What we look at here is allergy, hypersensitivities, intolerances, and digestive disorders. And it's really important to differentiate. Unfortunately, our service is not very good at allergies. So when it comes to hypersensitivities, intolerances and digestive disorders, we really aren't nervous at all. Pure allergies are life-threatening. The rest have big impacts on quality of life. Obviously, people look at food first of all, but it's not just food. It's things we breathe in, aeroallergens, and things we touch, contact allergens. And it's important when you're testing to look at all of them, because if you're truly allergic to one thing, you're often allergic to other things. And it's no good cutting out one food if it's something we're breathing in which is affecting you. So we need to have a complete picture. Most importantly, the people tend to come to me who don't have allergies, which is the rhinitis, sinusitis, conjunctivitis, blue ears, eczemas, psoriasis, swellings, which we call angioedemas, or itches, which is what we call urticaria. Most people tend to come to me with digestive disorders, and this is it. Most people have gone to their doctors. Fortunately, the boxes have been ticked and they're healthy, and they still feel rubbish, not well, tired, belching, bloating, going to the loo or not going to the loo. These are people I look at on a daily basis, and I have very, very good results with them. My name is Marlene. You can call me on 01803 40001 at any time for a chat, or you can check out my website, which is the Devon Allergy Clinic. And if I can be of any service to you, that would be great. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
There you go, Marlene, well done. The Devon Allergy Service, just after 8:30, the TorbayHour radio show, live from the Music Mill in Newton Abbot. Good evening. We are talking tonight about DTAC, which is the Digital Torbay Against Crime. It's a new service which has actually just gone live today. And I think we're kind of working out, this is a partnership between the business community or the retail community in Torbay. And this is broader than just Torquay, isn't it? This is right the way around the bay.
Yeah, this is right the way around the bay. There's one thing we wanted to do, and one thing that was very limited by the paper system, was that obviously to get everybody in one room was really difficult, whereas this, because it's online, we're talking about everybody across the bay. So if one of our local offenders who we know about decides to travel on the bus from Torquay to Brixham, anybody who signed up on the account in Brixham will still know who they are.
Okay. Now, looking across, we've looked at the sort of the browsing of the known offenders and that kind of stuff. There's also a kind of news and alerts thing on there too. What crops up under that? Is that news system or what?
Right, news is going to be absolutely anything, and it could be even things like TorbayHour, doing something, social networking, anything like that. It's anything that people want to do out there, because what we wanted to get away from is it's just a shoplifting type device. It's not. It's about bringing all the business communities and the police together. So it's anything where we can actually work together. So news could be anything. So if people have got something they want to tell us and they want to push out on the system, then we can do that for them as well. The alerts is something a little bit more different. It's about giving the business communities an emergency sort of broadcast, if you like. So if we get, for example, £40, £50 notes, and we get them in Torquay, and we start seeing a pattern or a series emerge, we could get that out very, very quickly. And just like you get a Facebook or a Twitter notification, you will get a notification on this system as well, which will let you know that there's a new alert on the system, something for you to keep your eye on over and above the normal people that are on there.
Okay. Now, does that go into, I mean, we were kind of talking off air a little bit about missing people. Does that move into that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we use Facebook quite a bit. We use the local press. We use the local radio quite a bit. So this will just be another extension of that. So it's got the ability to put photographs on there. It's got the ability to put text on there. So again, the alert system could easily use. So if you get a missing 5-year-old in one of the town centres, we could use that as an extra extension of just getting that information out there.
And I guess really, I mean, that it's a huge difference. I mean, obviously I love radio, but if someone turns around and says there is a missing person, they are 5'6", they've got brown hair, there's nothing quite like actually seeing a photograph of that person to recognise them.
No, picture paints 1,000 words, and social media. And really, this is an extension of social media. It's just a more closed group. You've got to be specifically part of the Torbay group to do this. But it's still part of social media. It's still about that communication backwards and forwards. And for the alert system, for things like missing people, vulnerable people, even things like where we might have lost medication. We've had that on a number of occasions where somebody's lost their medication. It's quite serious stuff. You don't want a child to pick it up and find it. You know, we could push that out fairly quickly over and above the normal channels that we would have.
Okay. Now, moving again across here, you've got on there documents. what is going to be in there?
Right, what we want to try and do is we want to really try and upskill all of our people that use the system, especially what we call what we're known as the store detectives. Yes, well, they're now loss prevention managers, and we like to remind them of that because it's their job to prevent the loss. So we're trying to upskill them. So what we're going to do on there is we're actually going to have statements, pre-written statements, to show them what a good statement looks like and what a bad looks like. This is going to help the officers on the ground so that when they do detain someone and an officer needs to come down and actually, deal with that person or anything like that, they will have a really good idea of how to write their statement and what is required, what evidence is required. But if you notice, we've also put on there at the moment how to deal with shoplifters, and that's a whole document that was being brought by Devon and Cornwall Police, and it actually takes you through step by step how to challenge people, how to look after people, good customer service. Dot's Pantry's just been on and said offenders don't like it when you go up to them and say hello. They don't. So we're talking, there's so much more than just going out and grabbing hold of someone who's trying to take something from your shop.
Are you even allowed to do? You're probably not these days, are you? Allowed
well,
to?
It depends, and the circumstances are always very different, and every scenario is different. I mean, but most big places retail places have loss prevention officers now who do that sort of thing. But the whole great thing about this system is you're going to be able to see and talk to each other, and the information when the bad person is out there on the street is going to come from us, and you're going to know exactly who that is.
Now, you were saying effectively what we've got here is social media, or crime prevention social media in a closed area. Presumably there was a fair bit of cost involved in developing this, and moving on from that, why not just use a group on Facebook?
Facebook's too open. It hasn't got the security features this has.
Okay.
One of the great things about this system is that it's being fed by us, as in the police. It's being fed by your local town centre neighbourhood teams. So your sergeants, your MBMs, your neighbourhood beat managers and your PCSOs, they're actually telling us who should be on the system because they're out in the community listening to the retailers and things like that and doing that. Facebook is far too open, far too insecure.
Right, okay. So this is really a case, someone's out, they know Martin is up to no good. They then can alert, you don't have to look so shocked. They can alert the system and thus everybody else on the network. Watch out for Martin, we know he's active, he's out there today.
Yeah, he's out there today. Okay. He's after donuts. You need to make sure you lock them down.
He's after donuts every day, I can assure you. What's coming in on the feed? It's interesting use of the word feed, actually.
Well, feed, fat gut, there you go. Disco Junction, they asked earlier that, are we able to, if we know there's someone on the bus travelling from Brixham to Torquay, are we on social media allowed to take a photo of them and say, we know this person's a criminal and they are heading in that direction?
Difficult one. Again, every single own ifs and buts. At the end of the day, the all-encompassing thing is you can take a photo of anybody in a public place. As police officers, we get that all the time. So whether you could say they're a criminal, that might be slightly different, especially as a private citizen. But the good thing about this system is, again, and the people that have got it, is that there is a facility to pass intelligence backwards and forwards. So that is on there. And I say, what we're really looking at is forward-facing companies and businesses. So if you deal with the public, so I don't know, say your Quick Store Torquay, and you have people coming in and out and stuff like that, you may need to know just as much as WH Smith's does.
Definitely.
Well, at least.
Certainly as storage. From my point of view as a storage, I've got to be careful of who's storing with me,
and also what they're storing. Yeah, no dead bodies, no babies, and no drugs. Having a system like this in place is definitely going to be beneficial to me and my day job. I mean, this is going way off the subject here, but in places, storage places and things like that, what's to stop someone storing the proceeds of crime or whatever it's called, stolen goods and stuff like that?
These guys, really, and their intelligence. And from our point of view, if you take out storage, there's a lot of steps in place whereby if you take storage with us and do store things like that, I will give all of the information over to these guys and they will be able to find you.
Easy as that,
yeah. We have to take IDs, we have to take photos, and we have to take payment by credit card, so we have that paper trail.
Right. Excellent. I like it. Any more questions you've got, get in touch. The easiest way, of course, is via the Twitter feed. Hashtag TorbayHour is the address. Send it through to us and we will do our best to answer it tonight. Time for another song. It's coming up to 20 to 9. This one from Adam Isaacs. Bit of a back catalogue from him. Adam, no stranger to the music mill. I like this tune, Carry You Through.
Come true. They say when you're smiling, all good things come to you. And if you believe in something better, take some love and let it carry you through.
Adam Isaac and carry you through on the TorbayHour radio show. It's coming up to 8:45. We have a full studio tonight. We have Devon and Cornwall Police in. We have Sergeant Sheps and Inspector Lou Costin as well. Now, we're talking about DTAC, which is the new digital Torbay against crime system. We found out really what it is: a social network between the business community and the police community.
Simple as that, really.
And it's an exchange of information, a two-way flow.
A two-way flow, not a one-way.
Crime prevention.
Crime prevention. That's what it's all about. Crime prevention, crime reduction.
Yeah. And that, of course, then means, as far as a business is concerned, reduced cost, because you obviously haven't got the loss of stock or damage to the premises, whatever. But we were talking again off air. If you take all of the networks together with the radio system, with this as well, you've got a decent argument to go back to your insurance company and say, give me a reduced premium.
I mean, arguably, that's what Neighbourhood Watch do. Obviously, if you're in a Neighbourhood Watch area, then I think in some insurance companies will give you as much as 10% off your bill, which can be a real amount of money for people. So for us, the more you do to insure your shop, if you like, against loss by any of these crime prevention measures, I think there's a very strong argument for people to go back to their insurance company and see if they will discount.
Now, obviously, while we're talking money, the system does actually have a cost in terms of setting it up and administering it. If people are listening and thinking, I'd really like to be a part of this is going to be hundreds of pounds a year to be a part of, what actually are they faced with as a cost?
What we'd like to do at the moment for the first year to encourage people to sign up and use the scheme and be happy with the scheme is, for the first year, it will be free. Following on from the first year, we will be looking at a very small amount of money for people to continue using the system to cover our administration costs, and we're looking at probably only between about £10 to £20 a year.
That's nothing, isn't it, really?
For what they get from that is, a very, very small amount of money, really. So we're not looking at hundreds of pounds. We're looking at a very small contribution. The more people sign up, obviously, the cheaper it will be, just to obviously keep the system going. And
presumably as well, like with any social network, the system is only really effective if there are loads and loads of people signed up to it. So if you're getting it for a year for free to try it effectively, and you get hundreds of people across Torbay and South Devon, the information flow that you get will be that much more valuable in preventing crime.
Absolutely. And, we rely very much on the businesses. They will make the system as successful as it will be. For me, the more people who have that information, the more we can prevent crime in Torbay, certainly in the high footfall areas, drive the crime potentially elsewhere, and then we can, if people do then get crime in their businesses, then we can obviously got a much better chance of detecting it, because people will know who these individuals are.
Now, I know the system's only just gone live publicly today, but it's been in development for some time. How long has it been sort of building up to this point?
We actually acquired the system in June last year.
Right.
So that's how long it's been going. We've tested it. We've had a number of shops out there that have tested it for us. We haven't had any live pictures or live people on there. It's mainly been Daffy Duck. He's been our main culprit, and he's been all sorts all over Torbay. He's been doing naughty things, but it was just working the bugs out of the system, trying to work out how best to use it, and trying to find out where to start from was the main thing. And the start for us is really about us letting know the business communities in all three towns, look, these are your main people you really need to look out for now, and you need to be talking to each other. And this is the good thing about the system. You need to be talking to each other, because you may be in competition on a daily basis for the goods you sell or the services you supply, but you are a massive crime prevention group in your own right. And if you talk to each other, if you exchange information and you know what's going on, it will be a far, far safer place and a far, far better shopping experience in all three towns.
Now, what kind of feedback have you had from businesses in terms of the usability of the system? Because touched on before about the time it takes out of people's day to start doing all of these extra things online as well. How have people found how easy it is to use?
It's as simple as Facebook and Twitter. It really is as simple as that. So if you've got 2 minutes to go onto your Facebook account and have a quick look what's going on in the world, you've got a couple of minutes to go on and do this. If anything, it's going to be an administrative exercise for the police, keeping it up and running and doing it, and I think probably an administrative exercise for me. More than anything else on top of my day job, which could be quite interesting. But I don't mind that. I mean, I would much rather be really, really busy all the time with hundreds of businesses coming forward, letting us know they want to be part of it and creating a really good and nice, secure system. that benefits absolutely everybody and hopefully reduces crime in Torbay.
Brilliant. All right. We'll kind of wrap it up in a few minutes, and I want all the contact details and everything again to sign up. Martin, what's going on the feed tonight?
Right. Okay. Lots going on. Firstly, a big mention to the Barbican Inn. Thank you very much for sponsoring us as ever. Doorstep Arts. They've got tickets now on sale for their latest show. The Pig Apple. They use slow roasted and smoked barbecue pulled chicken. They've got that for sale at their next event. Is there anything that sounds nicer than that?
I know the way you said it was kind of Marks and Spencer-ish. It was
slow roasted and barbecued smoked chicken. Lovely. I'll have some of that. Beach SW, they've got 750 free sessions up for grabs teaching young conservationists. I've got to get that right. It's conservationists, not conservatives. Keep out of that one.
Yeah, radically different. Yeah.
A couple of new people, _amplify me and at Manor from Devon. They're both new. We've been asked to mention at Postbridge, which is a community Twitter account promoting the village there. Another job going at Paignton Zoo. They've got a functions supervisor role going. So if you're the organised type, then get in touch with them.
It always amazes me. You can get married at Paignton Zoo. I have to say, I would not have thought of that, not considered.
I mean, can get married in the strangest of places nowadays.
Well, you certainly. My wife might say that she's married an ape anyway, but
mine always does.
Yeah, it's understandable, isn't it?
Well, exactly.
All right, keep them coming tonight. #TorbayHour is the address. Send them through, and of course, all the recruitment stuff. Keep it coming through the week. I've been going through a time at the moment when I need things. So I need double glazing being fixed, and I need garage doors being fixed and stuff like that. And I'm finding the stream really useful for getting contact information from that. Just in case anyone is wondering, by the way, what the bangs and crashes are.
It's your ghost upstairs.
It's not the ghost upstairs. No, it's dancers. Probably 4-year-old ballet dancers. One of the many things happening in the Museum are the ongoing dance classes, and they do happen right above us, which is
right.
A 4-year-old hitting the floor can make that noise. Would you believe it? It's just after 10 to 9. We have time for one last song tonight. It's a new song actually from Alex Hart. This is great. It's Run.
On this day, I fall down, I go red. But I feel how I feel, like I'm bruising my head. Now I know that you're trying, baby, don't lie, don't lie. Run, run, run. Run, 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 run. As fast as you can. Sometimes I cry when I speak out your name. Sometimes I stand out in the rain. Although I know you're doing the same, and I know that soon I'll see you again. See the blue sky turn to black. How I wish that you could see me now. What's the point you say as you turn your back? In my mind, I know our love won't die. Run, run, run. Run, 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 run. Do you want to? Do you really want to? Sometimes I cry when we speak that soon I'll see you again. Oh, again, again, oh.
TorbayHour radio show. Good evening. It's coming up to 5 to 9. That's Alex Hart. The show, of course, brought to you by the Babacom Inn and their ongoing succession of party nights. If you want to get in touch with the show live tonight, you're running out of time. There's only 5 minutes left. We've been talking DTAC, which is I've been talking about it all night.
Digital Torbay against
That's
crime?
right. Digital Torbay against
Is
crime.
that
That's
donuts
right.
when you forget the title?
It probably is, yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Donuts
Right.
against crime? What?
Donuts against crime, no. Digital Torbay against crime. We got Sergeant Sheps and Inspector Luke Austin in the studio with us tonight. We've been talking about the capabilities of the system, what you can do on it, what you can't do on it, and how you get involved. Now, unbelievably, the hour just fly by, didn't it? Let's wrap up. Is there anything which you really think it's important we know? We've just been sort of playing around. There's a just tick box system for reporting crime simply on there. Is that from a new offender, or is that from just the known people on there as well? So if you see something happening in the street, can you report it?
Yeah, you can. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not there as a replacement for the 101 system. The 101 system is still the best way to get because, like all social media sites, it's not monitored 24/7.
Right.
And that's the point you have to make on this. Yeah, it's not monitored 24/7. I do sleep sometimes, so I won't pick this up all of the time. For the things like that, there's a reporting system. Anyone else who saw anything, I would still use 101.
Okay, right. So how do people get involved again? Let's go right back to basics. If you want to get involved, so we're talking here a crime prevention tool for the Torbay business community, primarily retail, or could it go further than that?
I would suggest that we go further than that. If you're a taxi driver, you still want to know who the person getting in the back of the taxi is. If you're a ferry operator, you still want to know who's getting on the ferry coming across to Brixham. All those sort of things. If you're forward-facing, I would say if you have members of the public that walk through the door and you interact with them, you need to be on this system.
Okay, and how do you do it?
Right, quite simply, email us and we will dispatch one of our finest down to you to make sure that the business is who you say you are and has an appropriate email address, etc. We'll give you the form to fill in, and within a short space of time you will be online.
Okay. Easy as that.
Easy as that.
Right, and the email address is?
Now this is the bit that isn't so easy.
I'm going to copy it down and I'm going to tweet it out.
Okay, which is good. However, I will say what it is. It's DTAC, so DTAC. At Devon and Cornwall, one word, and the and is AND, .pnn, that's Police November, PNN, .police.uk. So DTAC at Devon and Cornwall, .pnn.police.uk. We have the world's longest email address.
Okay, and how long does the process take? So if someone emails you tonight, how long before they're going to be a part of this?
Well, I'll have to pick the email up, then we'll have to dispatch whatever team member is available to that shop when they're open or to that premises when they're open. I would say it'd probably take about a week before we get it all running. I mean, once we start getting a turnover and getting people out there, it'll be a lot quicker. But at the moment, just bear with us while we'll start the process up.
Okay, so it was launched today. You're hearing about it first tonight. We've got a few people on the feed that said they want to be involved in it, and a few people in the studio said they want to be involved in it as well, which is great.
Always good.
So I want you to certainly either via Twitter or call us or whatever and start telling us when you're starting to get some positive results from this.
Yeah, of course we will.
Okay, and we want to stay involved as it develops and find out what's going on.
Lovely.
Okay, thanks so much for coming in. Hopefully it's not going to be your last visit.
Oh, as long as there's fruit here.
Let's have a quick chat. How much of the fruit?
A couple of grapes have gone.
A couple of the grapes. Now let's have a donut audit right now.
We started with 8.
And there's 4 left.
Right.
So 50%. We're down 50%.
Say we. Who ate the donuts? Hands up who ate donuts here.
Me and Chefs.
So that's...
One of them I had to do for the photo opportunity.
Of course.
I didn't want it.
Right, wrap up quickly then. What's going on?
Right, so at WASD, we are South Devon. Hello, Mum. She's been listening to the show and learning about Twitter tonight, so hello. At Laura Fernart, she's got some Brixham cards. They look lovely. If there's any Torbay retailers interested in selling them, then get in touch with her. And at Cadmean have got the first Torbay alternative music live event this Saturday.
Right.
So a lot of people liking the local music. Get in touch with them.
Brilliant. If you are in a band, get in touch. We could be playing your songs next week. Of course, if you have only just tuned in, where on earth have you been? You can enjoy the show again at your leisure. To catch up with some of the information online, go to YouTube, search for TorbayHour, and it's on there, probably as of tomorrow night. That's it. I'll catch you next week from 8.
Talking and tweeting business in Torbay and South Devon. This is the TorbayHour Radio Show.